Greetings from Vancouver. Today I'm going to demo Pigwise. It's a learning management platform where you can generate lessons on demand on any topic. So, for example, here I have pre generated the lessons because it takes quite some time and I don't want you guys waiting and looking at a screen while it generates. So, the basic idea is, for example, I asked it to create lesson plans on how to build an AI agent, and it created 9 lessons. So, out of those 9 lessons, if I want to delve deeper into a single topic like this one, the Python agent loop, it creates 9 more lessons on that subject. So you can expand your skill tree in any direction and learn whatever you want to learn. Uh, it adapts to your learning needs and preferences. On the other side, let's go back to the components of the actual learning platform. So that was the lesson plan generator. This is the actual learning module that comes with 4 components: the description of the problem. So right now we're looking at a lesson about micrograd, which is basically teaching you about backpropagation. That is the core building block of large language models, or AI, in other words. So here's the problem description. This panel, there's the study material. There's a math channel to solidify your learning, and links to MIT open source resources. So these are resources that MIT has made open source. In other words, it's free for consumption. You don't have to. MIT basically, it's their they have this large library of lessons, but they're not really organized. So what this module does is, out of thousands of courses and videos, it's going to pick up, and articles, it's going to pick up and hyperlink the ones that are relevant to this lesson. And it does this automatically while it generates the lesson plans and the lessons. And finally, this is my favorite part. This is the visual. So a lot of the times mathematics can be very dry and it's hard to get an intuition of what's actually happening. I don't know. So what is, like earlier I talked about backpropagation, which is a fancy word of reverse engineering in a way. So let's say if you ask AI to generate a picture, initially it's trained on a large library of pictures. So from that, it knows how to reverse engineer a picture from your prompt. So if you prompt like create a scenic mountain location with a castle in the middle surrounded by unicorns, so AI is gonna take your prompt as input and reverse engineer it to well, initially during training it reverse engineers, but then it's going to do forward pass. But when you train the AI, it reverse engineers um uh how do I I think it's better if I show you. So for example, this is the desired output, which is a photo. This is an input. It could be a prompt as accompanied by another image which is inputted as a prompt. And then you so basically it's reverse engineering and sending the gradients to the inputs. So a gradient is basically this is not a backpropagation lesson or an AI lesson. I'm just showing you how the graphic works. But basically, gradient is rise over run. If you tweak one input, like the prompt, which is the text, and you tweak the other input, which is another image accompanied by a prompt, how much that affects the output. So that's the coefficient that we're trying to figure out through reverse engineering and back propagation, otherwise known as weights. Once we figure out those weights, they're attached to your input text, input image, and then they transform into the desired output, which is an image of mountains and unicorns and whatever image that you ask AI to generate. So that's a quick and easy demo of Porky Coder. Basically, let me know if you have any questions.